Good evening, everybody. My name is Yancy Macias, and today we'll be talking about foster training and the foster program, and maybe you might be interested in it. And this is mainly for those of you that have kids. I don't know if you've ever thought about what would happen to them if you died or were in a terrible car accident that left you unable to care for your children. Some of you may have relatives who can care for them, but what if you didn't? Where would your children go? Every state has Child Protective Services division. In New Mexico, this falls under the Children, Youth, and Families Department, and this is dedicated to protect children. One of the other departments that also falls into it is the Adult Protective Services. So you might ask, what is fostering? Well, fostering is a program that has been created nationwide as a way to care for a child who is in custody of the state, and the foster family cares for the child or the children until the state determines that either the mom, the dad, or both are able to care for their child safely in their home. According to adoptuskids.org, there are currently 2,316 children in foster care just in New Mexico. Out of those 2,316 children, over 750 are adoptable right now. Okay, so the process to get certified to be a foster parent can sometimes be long, but it is well worth it. It's very rewarding, but the reason why it is lengthy is because they have to make sure that they're not putting children into the homes of people who aren't necessarily qualified to be parents, because they're trying to take them out of a bad situation and not trying to put them into a worse situation. So according to the Children, Youth, and Family Department, or CYFD, one of the process starts out with the initial application. This application, you fill it out, basic information, and they'll ask you for an initial interview where they ask you why you want to do it, to make sure that this is a program that you want to get into. Once this happens, then the rest is kind of out of order. It's going to be different for different people, but it's usually a background check. They do a financial assessment to make sure that you're financially capable of taking care of additional children. You must receive a physical or a medical exam from your doctor to make sure that you're healthy enough to be a foster parent. And then one of the last steps in becoming certified is you must do an in-home study where the placement worker goes to your home and they interview every member of your family, and they make sure that your home is safe for children. Once you have been qualified, once you've passed all these steps, then you have to go through a training. It's called RAFT, or Relative Adoptive Foster Parent Training. This is every Saturday for 4 weeks, or 32 hours of training, and they talk about various subjects. One of the things that they do for you there is they provide you with a book, and it breaks it down by day, and they talk about behavioral problems. It's very in-depth about child development and different behaviors to look for. It talks about the legal process of adoption, of how the state handles terminating a parent's rights and certain things like that. Once you complete the 4 training classes, then you get certified, and then you may get a placement right away, or sometimes it takes up to 3 months. And during that training, you have the option to either just apply as certify as a foster parent, or you can get into the foster to adopt program, where you foster kids that are most likely adoptable. Uh, One of the requirements is that in order to maintain your certification, is you have to complete 12 or more hours a year of parental training. Okay, so one of the ultimate goals, and this is probably the biggest goal for the fostering program, is the welfare of the children. That's one of the main things, is they want the children to be safe, because since they're underage, there's nobody but the state to represent them. And then also, probably one of the more important goals is reunification with the biological family. Every child deserves to be with their biological family, and unfortunately sometimes that's not possible. But if it is, and if the family throughout the whole process is able to complete all of the requirements that the state has required them to do, then they will acquire reunification with their children, and if not, then the rights get terminated. But I think that it's very important for other people to know about fostering, and it's not very common to read about it. It's a touchy subject, but when you do foster a child, the intention is to provide them with everything they need and all the love they deserve. Many of the children within the system don't know what it's like to have what they need. Foster family may not keep a child permanently, but the time they are in their care should provide a child with the best experience possible and the greatest opportunity to experience life as it should be. Thank you.